In this series, I want to address a few species of cancellation. In some instances, your well formed beliefs are consistent with your lifestyle and values, and it's these beliefs that have offended somebody. Others have deemed your beliefs or values bad, and they're backed by either numbers in a mob or well financed institutional propagandists. But for you, perhaps viral exposure is good. Perhaps viral exposure accelerates or broadens your brand exposure. Perhaps you've built a brand whose values are consistent with those you've expressed, and people denigrating those values is of no concern to your brand because it broadens exposure within people who share the values. Well, then let the crybabies rage because you stand behind your words, and the words are good for your business. You can double down or you can troll them. This is good for yourselves. So consider poking the bear. Can you develop copyright or trademark eligible marketing collateral that references the cancellation attempt? Maybe you can make fun of particularly silly things, efforts to make you feel or look bad that actually further propagate your values and expectations for your customers. Double down. Appeal to the customer demographic that we in the branding business call normal people. Maybe in other instances, your well formed beliefs and values are consistent with your lifestyle and consistent with your brand, and they offend somebody. But because you work in an industry captured by the fearful, the weak, the stupid, or maybe requiring a certain degree of corporate homogeneity, maybe there's international concerns with a global business that require expressions of corporate homogeneity. There could be legitimate reasons for this blandness, but the crybabies have potential then to harm you because your well-formed beliefs expressed in an appropriate way are inconsistent with the intended corporate blandness. The crybabies may rage, and this may scare your employer, your clients, or your customers. Here, you need to control messaging. You need to do some damage control. This attack could hurt you. Your options are to apologize or to go radio silent and close potential doors to further attack. As we talked about in the last section, apologies never make the mob go away. They often make the mob worse. And if you use an apology, you likely burn social credit with the other majoritarian constituencies who actually liked your message. However, there are ways to close doors to further attacks, and we'll discuss a few of those. Finally, in other instances, the crybabies are presuming something inconsistent with your values. They're assigning to you beliefs that you don't actually hold. They're really harming your business. Maybe you made a comment and that comment was wildly mischaracterized. Maybe you told a joke that was taken out of context. Perhaps you said something rude to a rude person who deserved it, but then that was blown up out of context and turned into a commentary on an entire group of people by crybabies looking to score sympathy points as victims or white knight defenders of straw man victims. In this instance, there's some tremendous asymmetric risk. The cancel mob gets a tiny dopamine spike from piling on and joining into the horde. If they're wrong, nothing happens. But you may still lose your business. Even if you're right, you may still lose your business. Maybe you work for people who actually believe things on the internet matter. Then they freak out about the words on the computer app no one cares about, and they fire you. This happens every day. In this instance, it may be useful to counterattack with extreme prejudice. You can't stop the lies that are being spread about you or the things you did or didn't say, but you can run a counter-narrative campaign. Sometimes legal tools are helpful to support this narrative campaign. In each instance, there are different dynamics at play, there are different potential responses, and different available legal tools, some of which are intellectual property law tools that we can use to fight back. In the next video, I'll get specific. We'll go down in detail some of the legal tools that you can use. And as we go through these, consider which you might pull from your toolbox to address the specific situation and specific mob at hand.